Welcome to another episode of Fresh Voices. We're very excited to have you here. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we would like to welcome you. Today I've got a very special guest. He is my brother. His name is Bami Oni. He is the founder and CEO of Eden AI. It's an AI company, and he's going to be telling us a bit about his work and what artificial intelligence actually is. I was with Bami at a camp over the weekend. Extremely cold camp. How was that for you? I enjoyed it a lot.
All right. Thank you so much for having me here, Simeon. It's a privilege to be on Fresh Voices. The camp was great. It was extremely cold, as you know, but
Yes.
It was awesome. We had even much more than we expected happening at the camp. The build-up was a lot. We had so much administrative work to do, so much things we were uncertain about, whether or not the pricing was right. But, everything just came together, and just want to thank God for that. Yeah, it was awesome, really awesome.
It was really awesome. The Holy Spirit really moved in that camp. And I think there's just so much need for revival, especially amongst young people. And we really saw that at the camp. It's really, really exciting when we see young people gathering together to worship God and just seek the face of God and just be blessed by the Lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this day and age.
You know what? I also think the types of characters we had there was really interesting. It was
Characters.
we imported people from Pretoria, people
Imported.
people from Pretoria, people from Randburg and so on, and just having all these people in one space, I think and the Holy Spirit and everything just made it kaboom, and the way
Kaboom.
I think the vibe was so great. If you see the pictures, for example, you'd see smiles on everyone's faces, and at the very last day we had some sunlight, but it wasn't like that the whole way.
Would you say you have a passion for young people?
Passion for young people, not specifically young people.
Young people.
Sorry, young people. Sorry, not specifically young people, but I just have a passion for making an impact. Yeah.
Talking about passion for making an impact, you're running a tech company, or let me say, is it a tech company? Would you say
tech company.
An AI company, company.
AI company. You can't get more tech than that.
Eden AI.
Yeah.
What is behind the name Eden AI?
All right. So, it's actually the fountain of life in a way when you think about it. But, in Eden, I think many of the viewers maybe might also be very biblical. But if they are not, then, in the Bible, it speaks about Eden being a garden, and, there were rivers flowing out of the garden. And these rivers actually had deposits of gold, and they brought life to the different places they flowed into. And it wasn't just in Genesis, but it was also in Joel as well. And the Bible speaks about a new Eden where the presence of the Lord is, and that really just inspired. In fact, many of this I also figured out along the way, but that was where the inspiration came from. So thinking about AI and how this Eden AI can actually create, or add life in a way to the environment, to the people that, use our products, that, we consult with, and just improve their businesses. Essentially AI for better life.
AI for better life. Is that your slogan? AI for better life.
Well, it's one of the slogans.
I think that's a very fantastic slogan. AI for better life. That's so funny. What is AI? Artificial intelligence. What is a simple, I know you have very in-depth sort of knowledge, AI knowledge, but what is artificial intelligence for someone who just wants to know? What is that?
Yeah, you know what? The reason AI was built actually, or how it came to be, was because people wanted, firstly, robots or things that could act rationally in an automated way, And what does rationally mean? They can act right. So in some ways, they would then make that, human beings can act right in a certain situation and then map it to that. But, sometimes there's just a specific right solution to a problem that someone wants to get right, and they want to see if a computer can answer that thing right. And so AI generally is just getting computers to learn from, let's say, its observations, from data, from things that you provide to it, and have it make the right decision or help people make the right decision as well. So just act rationally. Cool.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I would like some examples, but it's interesting when you say act right. Who determines what this right is? Do we decide what the right is for the computer?
Yes, actually humans are the ones. There's no other beings in this world that can decide what is right. But yeah, we are the ones programming them, so we decide what is right. Yeah,
So
generally.
we choosing what is right.
Yeah, we choose what is right. Yeah, I guess we could also be very probabilistic about it as well. Not always like know exactly what the right thing is, but we sort of know what the sort of right looking things are. It's like maybe it's like if you want to have good health, you say, okay, as long as you run every day and you eat healthily, then you're more likely to have good health. Sometimes we don't know exactly what the right thing is, but we know some of the good pointers to right things. And so that's what people do when we build AI systems.
Yeah. It sounds like just from that little conversation, it was getting a bit philosophical. AI can be ethically controversial sometimes, because we're talking about what is right and how we are the ones deciding what the right is for this computer to sort of deem as right, which is a very interesting concept.
Yeah, it's interesting because then, the question is like, who's deciding this? Is it the programmers or is it just like, is it a group of people? And who are these group of people? Where are they from? Which countries are they from? What ideologies
And
do
they might have biases, right?
Biases and all of this. So, that's why, building AI systems, and you've seen like many of the big companies get it wrong and get it right,
I want some examples of AI in our day-to-day life.
Yeah, I mean, like we actually have AI in many areas actually. So we have AI, like with YouTube. When YouTube recommends our videos,
YouTube is an AI system.
yeah, it full on in many different ways. Even like our social media, like Instagram. All these systems that recommend things to you. What they do is they learn the patterns of the things you like, and then they recommend maybe a video to you based on your watch history. Or what people similar to you watched previously and what they liked. So they think, okay, maybe Simeon would like this as well. So that's what they do. And even like Uber is like AI. It helps like route cars to you. Yeah, Uber like routes cars to you in an optimal fashion. Those systems are all acting rationally, right? They're all trying to do the right things at the right times without the help of any human being like explicitly telling them go and do this. Yeah, and AI systems are very, very different in their nature. So, many things, even Google itself, like when you go on Google and you search, like many things, even Google Ads, whatever, even your phone as well, they all have AI in some way or form built into it. The only question is like, of course, more these days, people focus on conversational AI like ChatGPT and all of those, but they're like different types of AI systems and they all do different things.
You mentioned ChatGPT, and I think that's what a lot of people see as AI because obviously, I think it was last year. Was it created last year?
No, it was created actually. I think 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago, towards the end of December or end of the year. Yeah, in 2022.
Okay, but obviously, it gained a lot of popularity.
Yeah, it did. It did gain a lot of popularity because people were shocked as to how well this thing was answering questions.
Were
I
you
remember
shocked?
I like showed you. You know what? I was already using their APIs. Our team was already using
What's
their
an API? Bami Oni.
It's their sorry guys. Yeah, it's a application programming interface.
Okay.
So it's it allows you to sort of like use their code base to, let's say, do things that you require. So let's say you want to like build a certain system
Like
and
it provides building blocks for you.
building blocks for
Okay.
you in a way so that you don't have to code out the entire thing yourself and come up with the algorithms yourself. You can leverage what's already been built by them at a certain fee and then use it to build out systems that, let's say, clients want. And so back then they just had the completion API. I know you guys would understand that, but that's what it was called. But now after a while they worked on that, and then they created the chat API, which is more for like chatting and like conversation.
That's what conversational AI
conversational
is.
AI, yeah. So conversational AI was actually, they just worked on the completion a little bit more, fine tuned it a bit on conversations, and made it like a chat GPT, and then they threw it out there. And even for them, I'm sure that was a very risky effort, but it paid off in the end, it looks like. And you can see the amount of attention the company has gotten.
It gained a lot of traction. It sounds like the different types of AI, different levels to this thing as well, because you're telling me that YouTube has some AI in it, but we're also talking about ChatGPT, which is, in my opinion, like quite extreme, and they're obviously deeper versions of AI. So it's it sounds like there's still a lot to learn about artificial intelligence.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I wouldn't say one form of AI is more extreme than another. I just think the applications probably make them seem a little bit more extreme. Because a decision of right and wrong, or good or bad, it just depends on where it's been applied. So like with ChatGPT, I mean, of course, if you see this thing chatting like a human being, it's like, oh wow! I remember I showed you this. I was like, hey man, check this out. You're like, ooh.
We were making, I think
we even tried to
like
make some
music, a song,
yeah,
like
we tried to
MIDI
make
vibes. I remember.
MIDI vibes.
Yeah,
we did that with ChatGPT, like just a little bit there. But yeah, it was fun. It's cool because these things like unlock your creativity, like increase access. The things that people couldn't do before, they can now do alone. Like, normally there's like barriers to entry into like every single like environment.
Right.
But with AI now, it reduces that barrier, because you have like a companion that's like helping you like solve problems, solve tasks.
Oh.
Like move forward. Even though you've been fed like not the best spoon, you can, with AI, improve the quality of your education, quality of life. You can ask it to explain simple things when you're studying, like how what does this mean? You can, dumb things down to like a 4-year-old level. Like I do that all the time, like when I need to understand certain things. Of course, we also need to be careful, because it's not all the times that it's 100% correct, but
yes,
but it gives us,
it's not a perfect system.
Yeah, but it's useful. Useful is good, and improving over time, getting better and better, reinforced, and yeah.
And you spoke about the application of it. What are the most exciting fields that? Let me rephrase this. What fields are you excited about AI being applied in, if that makes sense?
What fields am I excited about AI being applied in?
Fields that you think it's really bringing a lot of positivity and growth,
I think for me, it's like impactful fields that like add the most to the economies, and like improve the quality of lives of people the most.
Right.
So like, I will have to speak about things that are like in finance or healthcare. I think for me, like fields like that like can really, really improve people's life for the better, dramatically. I think I'm so excited about what AI, the possibilities there as well. But generally, even agriculture as well is a big one, very big, because everyone needs food, and like people are always trying to find the best way.
Food.
Hey, we do, and we also need food like made in the most optimal ways, and like how can we get across doing that, and like for me, it's like all the stuff that can improve quality of lives.
Yeah. You've been traveling a lot.
Sure.
You've been on some journeys within the African continent a lot recently.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about AI in Africa? Yeah. Open question. Very open question.
Yeah, AI in Africa. You know what? I think we're certainly not at the top of the pecking order,
Not yet, at least.
But you know what, people, we have a lot of youth that are so high energy, so interested, like looking for ways to solve real African problems. AI, Africans solving African problems, but also, like also leveraging knowledge that has been acquired, overseas as well in some cases. So, it's really exciting. It's exciting. And also the fact that, from what I've seen, like governments have high interests, private companies have a high interest in how to use AI, and many of them are starting to then get the infrastructure right as well. So that infrastructure bit is so necessary to get AI really working, because you don't only just need the people, you also need when I say infrastructure, I just mean like, like lights at least should be on, machines like, like strong computational, like powerful machines. Like, for example, how it is when you have a slow phone versus when you have a fast phone.
Yeah.
Maybe like the flagship models. Like, you need like really strong machines to be able to run these high computing intensive systems. Yeah. And and so that requires investments from government and
Lots of
and
money.
people, and and also like people who know how to use the tech and use it right, and also ensure that the projects are successful, which is what, like, at Eden AI we push to do a lot.
I see you just mentioned Eden AI there.
Yeah,
Shouting
yeah.
out your
Yeah,
company.
no, the guys, they are very, very technically
You're
sound.
literally the CEO. You're
Including
saying
me,
the
yes,
guys.
yes. The guys, including myself, yes.
Yeah. My final question. I know you're a Christian, right?
Mhm.
Is there any sort of Christian view, or maybe not a Christian view? How do you see AI from a Christian perspective? Yeah. Another
Yeah.
open question is, you can take it whichever way you want to.
Yeah.
Because I know for many people, AI can be scary. You know what I mean? People have different views on artificial intelligence. Like, what is that? What is your view?
Yeah. I think God has called us to be witnesses in different spheres of life. He says, go into the world and preach the gospel, but not just preaching the gospel. I think ensuring that the will of God is done in different spaces. So whether you're in AI or you're in healthcare, like yourself, like a doctor, I think like just ensuring that the will of God is done is very important. Or like, that you are a child of God, and you know what that means. That means doing the right things. I think that's the simplest way to just doing the right things. And I think there's also a lot of responsibility for people like us. For example,
It's
I
a
know
very powerful thing you have in your hands.
even
That is
you
the
as
truth.
well. It's very powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
because like as a doctor, I know, like, to have the life of someone in your hands is a very powerful thing.
Or maybe to be entrusted with someone's healthcare decisions.
Healthcare
Or do you
decisions.
get not really the lives of someone in your hands in that
Okay.
sense. God has the lives of
It's
people
good,
in their
right?
hands.
That's the exact same thing. I guess that's the same thing I can say as well. Like, God has, the lives of everybody in their hands. But I think, like, as humans, we are stewards, and we need to be faithful stewards. So yeah, the same thing with Christianity, and I think AI.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much for being on Fresh Voices. I think
It's a pleasure.
we're all very much more informed. We're more informed about what artificial intelligence is, because I feel like a lot of people don't really we don't really know what it is. We hear this term being thrown around: AI, ChatGPT, etc. So it was great that you came in to just share what it is about. I know in very simple terms.
I'd like to ask you a question before we close off.
Go for it.
It's always nice when you're the one asking the questions.
Yeah.
So from this conversation, like, how do you perceive AI, and like, yeah.
Initially, I was just a bit suspicious. You know what I mean? And this worried about the fact that, oh man, robots are literally coming to take over. You know what I mean? And I think that is a perspective that is changing, or has changed perhaps. It's just about getting more information about what it is. But I am excited about, I guess, the positivity it will bring to even areas in healthcare, for example. It's going to improve people's lives. It's going to boost our economies. And whether we like it or not, it is here already. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's here. AI has been here for a long time in different ways. And why don't we capitalize on its positive use? And as you said, like, we need Christians to be represented in various fields of work, and why not in AI, so that we can actually, like, bring positivity and not allow it to be a negative force.
I want to add one more thing. Okay. I think technology has an effect of intimidating people, and it's been intimidating people for generations, including like when people started like printing, writing things on paper. That was technology, and over time, technology has been gaining ground, in different ways. But I think, leveraging it and making it more impactful for every single one of us is really where its power lies.
Yeah.
You know, and also its benefits lie, because right now we both have phones. You have a watch. I don't even have a watch.
This
but
is
like,
not running on AI, bro. This is
but that's
analog
technology.
things.
But that's technology.
It's a form
right?
of technology.
Somebody saw that and was like, "What is this?" You know, at some point in time, right?
Yeah,
Right, and they were threatened by it. Probably
they were.
they were
It's
like,
probably
now,
scary.
yeah. So now they can't tell the time. You know, people can now tell the time for themselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We hope you found it to be very informative. Very excited about the next episode. Actually, where can we find out more about Eden AI? I know it's on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, sure. LinkedIn, you can get us on LinkedIn on Eden AI. There are 2 Eden AIs, but ours is the one that's a consulting and with a cool logo. So yeah. And then secondly, you can find us on Twitter at Eden AIZA, and you can find us on Medium as well. I don't know how many people use Medium.
Medium is like a blogging
Yeah,
site,
it's a
right?
blogging site, Eden AI there. And you can find us on our website, edenai.co.za. So that's edenai.co.za.
Okay. Thank you so much. Take care. Like and subscribe.
Right.
Follow.
Take care.
See you soon.